Hello everyone, my name is Amanda and welcome back to another video of the Planty Mandy. So today I want to introduce you guys to someone really special to me. We have been through a lot together and she have done a lot for me, which made me really happy. So I decided I want to make her the star of my second Hoya of the Moments video, and this is ta-da! This is my Hoya lockii. So I know it's only one flower, but it actually means a lot to me, and I'll explain to you why in a second. So anyway, Hoya lockii was first discovered in 2011. Yeah, 2011 in central Vietnam. It was published in March 2012 by Wheaty Farm in Taiwan here. And Hoya lockii, I believe, was found on a higher altitude, like 1,000 meters. So it is more like an epiphytic Hoya species, meaning that it's grown on trees and bark and stuff like that. It is named lockii because it is named after a famous Vietnamese botanist named, I think his name is Phong Ke Loc, and hence lockii, right? So lockii was in danger. I don't know if it's still in danger due to deforestation. However, it is not a particular hard to grow species. In my experience, it's actually a really resilient species, and I'll tell you why I said that in a little bit. So you can see, yeah, this is Hoya lockii, and then the leaves, it's thinner, like it's somewhat like the multiflora leaves. It have like waffly edges, and this particular clone actually have some splash on it. I don't know if it's because of the you know, grow lights or whatever I'm giving it, but yeah, so you can see the leaf, it's like a little bit more like thinner and ruffly edges, and the flower are pubescent, and it's all white. It's really pretty. And then you can see this one is actually like, you know, have some new leaves and also developing another peduncle as well. All right, so yeah, so this is Hoya lockii. So why it is so special to me? Okay, so I got her a few years ago actually. It was about this size. It was about the same size, maybe a little bit smaller. And if you have watched my fungal infection video, know that I have a traumatic experience with fungal infection like a year or so ago. I forgot. So yeah, so she was one of the victims, and I have to cut her. I have to cut everything off except for like one leaf, and that leaf is gone now, you know. So yeah, so I have to do that. I had to do that. It was really sad. So for the longest time, it's just like one stalk right here with like one leaves. And you know, I did everything, you know, I could possibly do to treat a fungal infection. You can like check out my fungal infection video if you're interested in how I treated, you know, that particular, you know, traumatic episode. But anyway, yeah, so it was just this stalk and one leaf for the longest time. So, you know, I just treat it, put in the lights, you know, slowly nurse it back to health. And then it had grown all this like, you know, new foliage for me. And maybe a month ago, it started to like, you know, bud up, right? So I know it's only one flower right now, but it actually had multiple buds already came out, already like developed, almost there, right? And like a few weeks ago, I just watered my plants like usual, and then the next day, all the buds drops except for one. I was like, oh my god, what did I do, you know? So sometimes, you know, it just happened, right? So I was just like, okay, fine, it happened. And, you know, so at that point, I was just trying to like keep everything else like really consistent and stable, and hopefully this one will last. And yesterday morning, I checked this guy, and then one petal actually opened, and I literally screamed, like I screamed. And then at that evening, you know, the whole flower open. So yeah, so I'm like super happy, even though it's just one. Yeah, I'm like extra excited because this guy, like I said, it's went through a lot. Like I have to defoliate the whole thing except for like, you know, one leaves. And then it's actually eventually grow back for me. And then it's eventually like, you know, grew a peduncle. It had no peduncle when I cut everything off. it had no peduncle, and then it's grow one peduncle, and then it start like to develop buds, and it's actually, you know, flower. Even if it's just one, it's like so precious to me. And then also you can see, let me put it a bit closer. Yeah, you can see it's developing another peduncle right here. And then there's actually another peduncle, I don't know if you can see it, like at the very top right here, also developing. And then obviously it's like growing new leaves. So yeah, so I'm really impressed with how resilient this particular Hoya species is. So yeah, this is my story with Hoya lockii. You can see I'm trying to be really careful. I don't want to bomb this flower off. I would be really, really depressed if I do. But yeah, so Hoya lockii. Yep, that's why she's so special to me. You know, just like last time when I talked about Hoya tomentoensis, like I really enjoy, you know, growing plants and experiencing the journey of like, you know, growing it from like a unrooted cutting into like, you know, plants that actually flower. Same thing as lockii, you know, it's went through a pretty bad traumatic episode of fungal infection, and then, you know, I slowly, you know, nurse it back to health, and then it's actually grow for me and flower for me. So those are the stuff that I really enjoy when I'm growing plants, right? So in terms of care, I do give these plants excuse me, bright indirect light. So meaning that it sit under my grow lights, not direct sun, because it's like a little bit thinner. And watering wise, just like tomentoensis, or just like mainly, you know, many other of my Hoyas, is just be consistent. Like I cannot give you like oh, you must water it once every 5 days, 7 days, 10 days or anything like that. But because I have been growing this for a while, and then I have been, you know, observing my plants and understanding my plants, so I know in my particular environment, once every 7 to 10 days, I will water it, and I try to keep it, you know, a standard, you know, or like a consistent schedule. Humidity-wise, I used to use a humidifier for her because of the thinner leaves texture, but ever since, again, the fungal infection episode, I don't use a humidifier. But it is in my ambient humidity, which is about 50 to 60%. And it seems to be like perfectly happy. Like it doesn't require like, you know, particular high humidity. It is in my very chunky, as you can see, soil mix. And just like the Hoya tomentoensis, it is, I did film a video about my Hoya medium. You can also check that out if you want to. But yeah, no pest pressure whatsoever except for the fungal infection. But yeah, I know. Let's not talk about that. No pest pressure, but I do use systemic pest control, like I said in my last video, to prevent any you know, pest infestation. Fertilizing wise, same thing. During the growing season, which is like spring, summer, and fall in the northern hemisphere, in North America, so I will fertilize it with a gentle fertilizer like a 222. And when I start seeing this guy bud up, I up the phosphate level, which is the NPK, the P, the phosphate, which is mainly for fruiting and flowering purpose. So I up that for a little bit, just so it would bloom for me. But yeah, it's actually a pretty resilient species to grow. I'm sure that, you know, if you keep your plants, if you keep your lockii healthy, you know, it will grow a lot faster than mine. But yeah, I love this. I like white flower, and this guy is just so perfect. I don't know why. So the corona is a little bit you know, red in the middle, if you can see, but the whole flower is actually white. It is actually, I'm surprised by the size of the flower. It's actually a little bit bigger than multiflora or the tomentoensis flower that I have, and also like most of the other flowers that I have. And bonus, it's so this is I heard it from a Swedish grower that Hoya lockii actually have one of the longest lasting flower. It would last for like 4 weeks. I don't know if it's true. I'm gonna keep an eye on this guy to see if that's true. But it did take a while for the flower to open. I would say it took like almost a month for the flower to actually like open up, even though the buds, you know, was already like, you know, perfectly formed. So I don't know, we'll keep an eye on that. So yeah, so Hoya lockii is this week. I'm trying to be very careful. I'm shaky. This week, you know, Hoya of the moment video star. So yeah, I love her. I love how resilient she is. Yeah, if you can get your hands on one, I highly recommend it. I'm sure if you keep it healthy, like unlike me, if you keep it healthy, it will go a lot faster, you know, for you than it's for me. Yay! Alright, so that's all I have got for you today for Hoyas of the Moment video. Last time, when I asked you guys if you like this format, a lot of you guys said, oh yeah, this is a good, you know, idea. It's more in-depth, and I appreciate the feedback. So I will try my best to keep doing it. And yeah, so let me know what you think, if you have a Hoya lockii yourself as well. And let me know your growing experience, and if you have any question, I would love to hear them. As always, if you like this video, make sure you click like. If you want more future video, make sure you click subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!